What's going on, guys and gals? Stock Jock here, up $723 on the day. Definitely a nice day for sure, but it didn't start off nice. Let's get into the trades really quick. So I don't typically like to trade at 9:30 or 9:31. I wait for maybe the first two candles to close on the 1 minute chart. But this one, it hit my high day scanner, and when I saw it, I liked the breakout pattern that was going on in the daily chart. So when it hit my high day scanner, it was right about here. I said, all right, I'll give it a go. Maybe I get the break of $1.50. So I went long at $1.44 right in here. Got a quick pop up inside this candle, $1.48. Didn't think 150 was going to go just based on the volume and the price action, so I bailed for +4. But as you can see, it did break it and come back down. But a nice win to start the day. MTBC was my next play. This one I only got filled 1,300 shares, but it popped up. It was coming back, and I was looking for the 1 minute candle over candle play. For some reason, when I was originally playing this candle didn't exist like it is there. So I thought I was getting in for a nice 1 minute candle over candle play. But if E-Trade didn't screw up, it would have shown me that, hey, the play already happened. It's probably not going to work out. But anyway, I went long right here for the candle over candle break. Thought I would got a great entry, 338 right here, and got a pop up and came back down hard. So I ended up selling inside this candle here. You can kind of see that. I thought we were going to break 350 and get moving, but didn't work out. When I saw this huge seller come in right here, I got flushed out for about -3.5 on 1,300 shares. SSC, this one was kind of just on the watch list out of the gates, and I ended up scalping it. You can see a red to green move here. So as it was curling back up, I went long right inside this candle, red to green. Went long at 463 for that. I missed that red to green move. I went for a high day move. That's what I did. Looking for that high day run and breakout, and I ended up scalping it for about 3 cents. It kind of just stalled out right here. So when it stalled out, didn't look like it was going to go high a day and then get going. I bailed for about +3 on the trade. AKAM, this one screwed me pretty good. This one, there was rumor out that Amazon was having a competing product with them, and when I heard that news, typically anything Amazon is bad for every company out there in the world. So I went short when I heard that news, and as soon as I went short, the spreads got crazy and it started popping up. And I pretty much have a rule of thumb that if a stock goes the opposite direction over of where the news started from, I'm gotta get out, because it's usually never good for me. So I ended up covering inside this mess here for about a 24-cent loss, $240, and that took away all my profit from the morning. FNKO, this one, when I went long, it was coming up to the IPO. This is a recent IPO. It was coming up to the IPO price of where it opened at 860, and I was thinking, okay, if we can break 860, maybe this thing can get some momentum on it. So I went long right at the IPO price of 860, popped up, and it really didn't do anything, so I ended up just selling for a +4 win on that trade, $80. My next play was GE. There was a rumor that Carl Icahn bought a stake in GE. So when I heard that news, I went long at 1839 inside this candle right here. And this is an 8 billion share float, so it's really not going to move super fast. So it just started to fizzle out. I bought at 1839, 1840. I ended up selling it basically break even on that trade. But before I go any further, I want to remind you all there's a massive sale going on Jason Bond's website right now. Click the link in the description below. You'll be taken to this. When you get here, you click the fall blowout up here, and you scroll down, and he's got most of his services here for $99 for 3 months for a trial. Usually this is like $3.99 a month, $3.99 a month. It's just super good deal. So if you're wanting to try any of these services out for 3 months for $99, please do so. I've never tried FDA Insider alerts. I actually signed up for that myself So, you know, I'm not just pumping this, I'm actually doing it myself. Other ones I either subscribe to or I've grown, like Penny Pro. I don't subscribe to Penny Pro anymore because, you know what, I don't need to play penny stocks anymore. My account's big enough. But when my account was below 25K, yeah, Penny Pro is the way to go. So, but yeah, uh, take a look at these. They're all great. They're all different. If you have any questions on them, please let me know. The offer does expire at midnight tonight. So as of this uh, video, which is being recorded at 9:35 p.m., you don't have much time left. So that's like $1 a day. I mean, it's super cheap. And then obviously, if you like the service, you continue on at the normal price. And if you don't like it, you just cancel and you're done. So just want to pass that on. Click the link in the description below if you're watching this on YouTube. Stocktwits people, you got to click on the video to go to YouTube and then click the link from there. EKSO, this one was a chat room pump. I noticed that 2 chat rooms were actually buying this one. And again, another great reason to subscribe to chat rooms because you know when they're pumping stocks. So I wanted to get it long for the high day break and the momentum that they were creating. So I went long 2,000 shares at 291. Got a quick pop up, but it took a little bit for this thing to get going. And I ended up selling for a +3 on 2,000 shares, $60. All right, I tried it again, this time for the $3 break. I was really hoping 3 would get this thing curling. Looking at the daily, I mean, tomorrow might be a great buy as soon as we get, you know, the daily candle over candle, but you know, these guys are getting in early and they're anticipating the curl. So that's why I really don't think it took off today like it could maybe tomorrow or the next day whenever that curl happens on the daily. But I went long trying to get the break of 3, seeing if we can get any momentum. It just kind of fizzled out on me, so I ended up selling, basically break even on the trade. So DPW, this one sold off out of the open, and what I was watching is for it to make a higher low on the 1 minute, and that would tell me that this move, the downward trend, was reversing. So it hit here, and as long as it didn't come down like that, that tells me it's reversing. So we had this move right here, so now we're creating stair steps going up. So the move is reversing at that point. Doesn't mean it's going to go all the way up, but it's just going to go up for the time being. So when I saw that, I started looking for an entry, and this would have been a great entry right here. But again, I wanted to let it rest a little bit and see if it actually was going to move up. A good confirmation would be a higher low and then break of this area right here, and that's kind of what happened. So then I was waiting for the next entry, and this would have been a good entry right here. I missed that one, so I wanted to wait for the next entry. So as you can see, we're creating higher low, higher low, higher low. That's the trend, right? And you can almost draw, you know, a nice little line of that base right there if you so wanted. But I went long right here, got candle over candle in the 1 minute, got a quick pop up, and I sold inside that pop for about 7-cent win on 2,000 shares. MTBC, this is one I was wanting to swing trade just because the news I thought was really good for this company, and last time they had really good news, it took a while and then the stock shot up. So I was thinking maybe that would happen today. So I went long, thinking that the $3 level would be a good entry. It looked like it was wanting to hold that level pretty good. You can kind of see it right here holding it. When I did buy inside here, it did end up selling off some, but if you look at the 5-minute chart, you know, it sold off, came up, sold off, came back up. So I was hoping that the same thing would happen. This area of support would hold, and it did. I didn't end up making a ton of money on this. Where did I held this for quite some time. MTVC, where are you? Okay, right here. So at 1:44, let's fast forward time, got this pop up here and came right back down. And I'm not a huge fan of that. I was thinking, okay, we're going to come up here, pull back a little bit, and then break the VWAP and get moving. It tried it, came back down. And I just didn't like the price action. I was like, whatever, I'm going to take my 20 bucks and move on. And that's what I did. I was thinking if it was going to break below $3, I could certainly buy again. But, you know, after being very green on the trade and not taking it, I wanted to at least get out of there with some profit. APHB, this one was just kind of hitting my high day scanner. I thought some chat rooms were going to run it as well as a low float stock. It's a former runner. It's short share restricted, so all the tools are there for it to get going. When I saw it hit my scanner and saw the daily look pretty decent, I bought 4,000 shares basically at 108. Got the quick pop up to 110, 111, and it just couldn't get going. And you just really got to watch the L2 here. And as soon as it just looked like weakness was coming in, I ended up selling for break even on both lots. So not too thrilled on that trade. TEUM, this one, tons of volume, 33 million shares today on a 28 million share float. So uh, it started popping up over the VWAP, came back down. This is bullish here, so it kind of tested the VWAP, popped back up. There's a big seller at 150 and 148, and I really thought if it could break this 150 level, it just would just get ripping. So pulled back, came back up, and inside here, I was going to try to get in at 148 and go for that break of 150. There's just so much volume, and for how much volume it was and the kind of float that it is, it just wasn't moving properly. And as it started to sell off, inside this candle show some weakness, I ended up getting out. It did test 150, but again, you can kind of see it just sold off hard to 136 and just really never recovered from there. So uh, it didn't do what I thought it'd do. Cut it loose, move on. -3. DPW, just trying to get a piece of this breakout here. You can kind of see it tap this area, starting to build like a spring. Got the support building here. Broke up above this level. This would have been the nice entry, but I chased it a little bit here, thinking it was going to get going, and I got in at 289, and I was lucky enough to get out for +2 on the trade before it ended up coming back down, and just never did anything after that. So got lucky a little bit, and I was certainly chasing. So DPW, I got back in here I got a pullback candle here on the 1 minute. You can kind of see it here. Pullback candle, and I wanted to go candle over candle. Think we're going to break this 296 level and go to 3 and over. And here we go, off to the races. This was on the gap scanner, huge gap up from 84 cents to 350. I mean, insane move. So when I saw this, I was thinking, okay, here we go, and bought in 295, hit 296, and then boom, sold off hard. And I was just looking to exit inside this candle here. I got a pretty good fill at 291, and that was just ugly. That I did not want to see that. Going for 3 and then to sell off that hard. Nah, just cut it loose, move on. ORPM, this one was just a high day momentum scan that hit on a low float stock. It's a former runner. I'm very familiar with the stock. I've played it multiple times in the past. So when it hit my scanner, I just dove in knowing that I needed to be one of the first ones in. So I got in at 273, right about here when it hit my scanner, and it popped up pretty quickly, and I sold at 280 inside this candle here. It did hit over 3, so it was a nice little pop, but I was actually in it as it was hitting this 3 level, but it popped and came right back down pretty quickly. You can kind of see it hit the 200-day moving average right there. Got a little greedy. I was very green on that trade, and kind of disappointed that I didn't sell when I could have, but ended up making +7 on the trade, so pretty good trade nonetheless. ASTC, this one again just hitting my high day Momo scanner here for low float stocks, just moving up for no reason, whatever. So I took a stab on it. 304 was my fill. I got in right here, and it was spiking up pretty hard and coming right back down, and the bid was never coming up with it. So I had to put 1,000 shares on the ask at 313, and I freaking almost top ticked this. The high of the day was 314, and I put my offer out there on the ask at 313. Someone took 1,000 shares of it, and then as it looked like weakness was just kind of setting in, I sold the rest for market order. They gave me a 305 fill, so made about 130 on the first lot, and then about $50 on the second lot, so about $180 there on that trade. NXTD, this one again hit my scanners, familiar with the stock. I gave it a whirl, just trying to play that momentum a little bit. Went long at 155. It didn't go anywhere on me, so I ended up selling before it could really go red on me, break even on the trade. Grow was a 5-minute short play that I did here. You can kind of see that it was making, here is a high, here is a lower high. It's lower than this high, came back down. Here's a lower high, and there's the flush. So now we have this downward trend confirmed. I was looking for a little bit of a curl, and then I wanted to play candle under candle on the 5-minute. The first 5-minute candle, here's the breakdown, here's the curl back up, and I wanted to play the first 5-minute candle to go candle under candle for a short. So this candle closed. It looked like a shooting star candle. Looked like it wanted to go down. I went short right here at 572. Got that break of, 570 was the low of this candle right here. So when we got that break of 570, it fell through. I was in it and I was watching the L2, and it just stopped falling apart right around here. The people were hitting the bid, and the bid wasn't moving, so that's my cue to cover and move on. Covered for +6 on the trade, $120, and that was the right move, because right after that it's moved back up to the VWAP and did its thing later on in the day and fell apart. But um, for my trade, I played it perfectly and really happy with that one. My next trade was Tops. This one was a pure sympathy play. Took 5,000 shares at 48.5. Right around this time, I think it was Dries. Yeah, it was Dries that just kind of took off out of nowhere. So I was thinking, okay, let's see if we get some sympathy play out of it. So I took some Tops. It was pretty much risk-free on this. You can see this huge, kind of huge level of support. It's kind of what it was sitting on. It's like, let's give it a shot. I ended up selling Tops for about a penny win for 50. Well, let's see. That's on 2,000 shares. The rest was on 49. So made about $50 on the trade. It just wasn't gonna go for me, and I just wanted to close it out. I think I had to get off the desk at this time. So took the $50 and said thank you. ONP, this one hit my scanners here. I like kind of how it was rounding out on the daily chart, but then uh, and the name was familiar to me, and it wasn't until after the fact that I got in. I did get in right here at 131. I remembered this stock. It was one of those Chinese companies that were running up a couple weeks ago when Trump was in China and making deals and all that stuff, and all those Chinese stocks were going nuts. So this was one of those. And after I realized what this stock was, I wasn't too thrilled about it anymore, and kind of stalled out here. I ended up selling for break even on the trade, so I was just happy to get out. XIN, this was a news play. I honestly can't even remember what the news was, but when I heard it, it was definitely good news, and I went long right here. Got a quick pop up to 622. It was popping pretty nice. It was a bigger float, so oh, that's what it was. It was rumored to be Geo Investing came out and said that they are going into blockchain. So as you know, anything blockchain right now is hot, hot, hot. And when I heard that, I went long and scalped it for about, what is that, 13 cents. If this was a low float stock, I certainly would have held it because it would have gone crazy. I didn't think it was going to put in the kind of move it did. It did kind of sell off, but towards the end of the day, it did, make a nice move. But nonetheless, made a nice little profit on that one. The next trade was MTBC. I was really contemplating whether to hold this one overnight or not. I was a fan of the news. It's still a company that's losing money, so I ended up not holding overnight just because I was fearful of an offering. They were burning cash pretty good. They have not made money, even though revenues are going up, expenses are going up as well, and they're actually losing money, year over year. So anyway, I saw kind of the volume starting to come in on this guy, and I wanted to get in for this $3 break, maybe the move to the VWAP. I got long at 301, and I ended up buying more at 308 as we were getting this move right here. Volume started to come in. I was really hoping for the VWAP break and the move, and it just didn't come. I sold that first lot at 311 right inside here, and the second lot I sold as it was coming back down at 309. So nice little win there, and unfortunately didn't get this crazy move that I was hoping for, but you can't get them all. HTZ, this one, 13D was filed that someone was, I can't remember who, getting a passive stake in the company. So when I heard that, went long at, the stock had been beaten down recently, so I was really hoping we get a pretty decent move out of it. Went long in 1879, right here inside this candle, 1879, which was 1 penny away from top taking it, and it just kind of stalled out, and I didn't want to be part of the flush, so I ended up taking a 2.5 cent loss on that one. And my final trades were RLOG, going long on RLOG at 50, at right here, right inside here at 32 cents, and tops right here as well. You kind of see the volume coming in. These are sympathy plays. At this time, DCIX started going absolutely insane. The Jason Bond bought the stock today. I think he bought it over here somewhere. Him and his swing trade group. Again, if that's this package right here, Jason Bond swing trades, 99 bucks. I subscribe to this one. It's a good swing trade newsletter for sure. But anyway, this one started going absolutely insane. You got the candle over candle on the daily now, so a nice curl is confirmed. I don't know how high it'll go tomorrow, if it goes high at all, but you know what? I bought RLOG and tops. Both of them are sitting at support. You can kind of see that support here. And here it is right here. Nice support level. Willing to swing at currently. This is what it's at. 156 bucks up on RLOG, and down some on top. So right now it's a positive 97. So we'll see how that turns out. See how DCIX. This is all, DCIX is that one that ran crazy, a couple weeks ago, and tops and RLOG both followed it. So I'm kind of hoping that DCIX does continue to go crazy, so RLOG and tops will follow it again. So it's done it twice in the past. It did it here and it did it here. So we'll see what happens. But those are my trades for today. Again, this offer, I'll post the YouTube video now, so it'll probably only give you about an hour to sign up by the time you actually get this. It is such a good deal. This is swing trading. This is FDA stuff, pharmaceutical companies. This is a chat room with swing ideas as well. This is penny stocks. This is your mid cap and large cap stocks here. And this is ETFs and options. So all of them different. All of them have their pros to them. So if you're interested in those, please sign up. I can't remember the last time they've done this deal, to be honest. It's probably been a year. They probably did it, Black Friday last year. So this deal does not come around too often, and you need to take advantage of it. And if anything, if you've never been part of one of these newsletters or chat rooms, it would give you an insight to how professionals trade. I mean, these guys are professionals. So especially if you're new, I highly suggest you get into some of these newsletters or chat rooms. So those are my trades for today. As always, I will see you in the next video.